Now this is the favorite part of my video because I get to talk about video games. Video games are some of my favorite things that I like to do when I'm not working on a million different projects, and one of my go-to games is Monster Rancher. I no longer have the original Monster Rancher for the PS1, but I do have Monster Rancher 3, and that is almost the same gameplay as the first one. If you're not familiar with it, it's by a company called Tecmo. The original game came out about, I think, 98 or 99. This is right around the era of Pokemon at its highest peak with 151 Pokemon bopping around. And this game satisfied me in ways that Pokemon didn't quite do. And I forget how many monsters were in the original PS1 version, but there was way more of them than there was Pokemon. But the unique thing, unlike Pokeballs or whatever little quirks Pokemon had, you got to open up monsters with CDs, and they were all mysteries because if you were a poor kid like me, you didn't have a computer, and also the internet was terrible back then. You wouldn't have been able to find anything on the category of Monster Rancher unless you wanted to wait a couple hours for it to download. So you did what just the rest of us did. You took a catalog of your CDs, started throwing them in, wrote them in a notebook, and I spent hours and months just playing the original one, and got really sad because I couldn't buy it anymore because it is insanely expensive. But I was able to come across this one, and the gameplay is almost the same. It's a little bit smoother, there's more monsters, and it's always addicting because you never know what you're going to find, because funny enough, you think the really cool CDs would bring out the coolest monsters. Brooks and Dunn and some really lame ones are always going to give you the coolest monsters. I'm not going to tell you which kind are on there, but you can get everything from golems, pixies, tigers, hares, suezos, mochis, and a bunch of other random weird names I'm just going to spout off because that's just how it works. And you might be wondering right now why I'm not moving very much. Well, my outfit's very nice, but it limits any type of movement, so if I fall over, please don't be afraid to call somebody to tip me back up because I don't think I'm going to get back up on my own. So anyhow, as you can see, there's some really interesting monsters playing right now. I don't know the name of these two, as was a Suzuran and a Fizz Roller, whatever. They're really fun, and especially for nostalgic and retro gaming, it's a high suggest on the weird platform, especially the cartoon's really weird. Follows a kid named Genki into a world through his PS1 knockoff into the world of monsters, and they just gotta go unlock them and save them from whatever. Either way, it's definitely fun. So now that I have that out of the way, I am going to talk about one of my favorite tapes that I have come across so far in the VHS adventures. And it just so happens to be Pat Benatar in concert from 1983. If you've never seen Pat Benatar actually sing those songs like Hit Me With Your Best Shot or Hell Is For Children, you need to see this. She's got like this glam galaxy rock edge to her, more like Blondie, but she's got this whole other edge that is just, it's awe-inspiring. I love powerful, weird women who can rock in stilettos for over an hour and just look glamorous. And I'm sure you've heard her music over a radio or something, and you maybe rolled your eyes or something, but say, no, you need to watch her actually perform this, because her and her band is about the closest thing you're going to get to watching a live-action Helix. If you don't know who Helix is, go check it on Prime. They're insane. That's all I'm going to say about it. But for her, I love interesting, weird, dark women who are able to go up on stage with just, it's packed stadiums, insane, like, music, and honestly, like, you need to check out her drummer. I think his name is Myron Grumbacher. He is insane, and he is super interesting to watch, but, like, she set a standard, and I cannot promote her enough because we need more Pat Benatars in this world. And I'm probably going to watch it again because there was a lot of moves and a lot of music that I never actually heard because they don't play a lot of her different music like on the radio or anything. And it's definitely something that we need to see come around in the newer music scenes, because there's a certain style, there's a certain aggressive, anger, power, sexual, beautiful thing that she's doing, and I think a lot of people are missing that in the type of music that is out there right now. And it's so much different when you actually get to watch it on VHS. If you can find a VHS copy of it, super cool, but if not, I'm sure they're all over YouTube. And either way, she needs to be recognized. We need more women like her. I mean, I adore her. And just being able to see that, and I didn't do anything for the entire night. That's how, like, enamored I was with it. So I definitely had to share that with you guys. And coming up, I'm going to talk about and do some show and tells of some of my new and interesting finds. So I want you to stick around, folks. We're going to have a good time. Now, this is the best part of the video, in my opinion, because I absolutely love 80s and 90s Disney nostalgia. As a girl, growing up in the 80s and 90s, I absolutely loved The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. And wouldn't you know it, this girl had all of that stuff. Like, it would have been my dream to be friends with this girl when I was growing up, because we would have had so many awesome slumber parties. That's for sure. So I'm going to show you a few pieces from the collection I got yesterday that I think you're going to geek out as much as I have, because they are super, super cool. So this is the first one, and for all you Mickey Mouse people out there, this is definitely one of those pieces that you would have worn almost every single day on a fall day during high school. Now check this out. It took me forever to clean this, by the way. Like, I'm actually glad that I was able to save it, because it is really, really cool. Like, check this out. Isn't that adorable? I mean, you can see it, the eyes right there. They go up and down. That is so wild. I forgot that they made shirts like this. I used to have a couple kind of similar to this from other characters, like I think like a Bugs Bunny or something, but I thought that was super, super cool. And like I said, this was the least coolest out of some of the stuff that I have now. Back to the Little Mermaid thing. When I was growing up, having a mermaid tell you that she wants to do something different, that was pretty, pretty sweet. And what better way than to have at least a Little Mermaid slumber party than with this, which I believe is probably when the movie came out. I think it was in 89 or possibly 1990, I can't quite remember, but I would have lost my mind if I would have had this, because it's that glittery glue that's on top of it. It's super cool. I mean, if this was glow in the dark, I would have lost my mind as well, but can't fit in it, and this is possibly one of the cooler pieces that I found for the Little Mermaid out of there. And then, hold on one second, you think you're losing your mind over this? Check this out. This is a single stitch tie-dye Belle from Beauty and the Beast 90s t-shirt. Ah, I know, isn't it so freaking cool? Oh, like, I can actually fit into this shirt, and I thought about keeping it, but I can't keep every cool piece that I find. That's the worst part about being someone who resells stuff, is you can't keep every piece, and this is just it's way too cool. I would, like I said, I would still wear this today, but like, check out the back. I know it's kind of hard to see on the front, but you can see all this like lattice work done with the vines and the roses and birds, and I think that is such a really cool tie for anyone who's a Beauty and the Beast fan, as I am, because yeah, that is super, super wild. There were all kinds of shirts and like sweatsuits and just you name it. I think I got possibly the best part of all of it, and just brought back so many memories, and I hope it did for you too. And I have one more shirt that I'm going to share that I'm actually keeping besides this, super not for the homework, because as a nerd, you got it, right? This, it's not made by any particular brand. I think it's just you bought it on the, on your vacations, and it's called Puff Stuff, but Neon Sassy Girls. Oh, it's just so cute. It still has a couple stains because I haven't gotten to cleaning all that. I spent most of my night cleaning the Mickey shirt and a few others, because I had to save them, and I used all my cleaning powders to clean them. But this lady, I love this. I love the fact that I can still fit into some of these and, sport them, because they really they hit back home, and I hope they did with you too, especially with the Beauty and the Beast, because I'm like halfway in love with it. So I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope all of you had a really good time, because I sure did. So why don't you give a like, a share, you know, leave a comment below, and maybe share some of your cool nostalgic stuff from when you were a kid, because I wish I had some of the stuff when I was a kid, because this stuff is so precious and so cool. So until next time, folks, this is So Geek Girl signing out. See y'all later.